Hello everybody, Andy here. What's up? How you feeling? How you staying hydrated? Me with water. I'm glad to hear that you are, of course, staying hydrated too. We've got our first Kill Team 24 update balance. No, not balance patch. Sorry. It's an FAQ/errata update. There are no balance changes in this. We are not addressing the incredibly, horrifyingly broken meta that is the current version of Kill Team. As all Games Workshop games are, upon release, this game is equally broken AF as foretold. We're not addressing that yet. That will be another video where I complain about it and discuss my personal thoughts on balance changes required before we get that. Presumably after Worlds mid-December sort of time. We shall see. In this we just get some FAQs updates. Let's have a quick look through. First things first, how do you find this for yourself? So it's going to be onto your phone directly into the Kill Team app, which is free, of course. But if you're unaware of that, go ahead, go online. We have this article showing us that it exists. All they do here is say, hey, there's some updates, which is cool. Let's go through it. So first up, I wanted to look at this. So Hivestorm was released on the 21st of September for pre-order. So it launched October 5th, okay? Which means from the release day to now, which is the 20th of the next month, November, that means we can assume that whatever Kill Team's new kind of flowchart diagram looks like, we expect a month and a half from issue to fix, okay? Which is cool, that's fine. I'm sure that the Warhammer team, the Kill Team team, they get an issue, they see it, they pretty instinctively know how to fix it, or they give it like a week's playtest among all the other things, and then they say, okay, we're done, let's go to the app. The app updates instantly. So why don't we get it instantly? Probably because you have to go through the system. Bureaucracy, crits hard, crits on threes, I'll tell you that. And so presumably it has to go through other issues before it finally gets to us. But we now have release to first FAQ errata right now, month and a half. Cool. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is look through the core book, FAQs erratas. Then I'm going to look through the universal equipment, because everybody needs to know that stuff. We'll go through all of that. And I just wanted to quickly shout out, so they've given us a new Joint Ops mission, which is super cool. We just get this, it's a Deadly Sniper mission pack. If we scroll down, who do we have here? It is those guys. What are they called? It's like the... Anyway, it's the special rattling model that you can buy at the moment. There you go. That can be an MPO you have, and then we get a bunch of different layouts all on the currently existing Volcus. It doesn't seem to need us to have whatever the new set is. So fine, it's a Joint Ops mission pack. It's free for all. Will it appear on the app? Don't know, I assume not, but that's cool. That's really good, that needs to be highlighted. We then have updates for every single team, except Inquisitorial Agents. Now most of these are, like they're just fixing a typo. They put an extra S on the end of a sentence, or they said that this model should be on 25 when it should have been on 28. That kind of thing. I am going to go through all of them. Let's start with the stuff that we need to know. So this is for the core rules, the update log, okay? The update logs can be, sorry, let me go back here. Hey, how do you find this in the future? So you're on the Warcom community page, here we go. Excellent, in the top right hand corner you see downloads. Go to that, go to Kill Team. Boom, you've got everything right here. There you go, the recently updated is everything. Now what's quite interesting here is, where is, oh I can't see it, okay. So somehow I was on this page and I managed to click, oh, Inquisitorial Agents. If we click on Inquisitorial Agents, you get at the end of it an update log. So you scroll all the way down, there's no update log. I don't know what that means. There you go. Cool, good system G-dubs, good system. Okay, let's have ourselves a look at the core rules. But of course, before we get to that, I would like to give you a subscriber only benefit, and that subscriber only benefit is a big double hello. Wow, so wholesome. The wholesomeness truly knows no bounds in the world of Glass Half Dead. The only Kill Team channel on the internet. In fact, don't check that, thank you. Just come to me and come for me. I'm too far in to start re-recording this, so let's just keep going. There you go. I know what you're thinking. Andy, you seem a little bit out of breath. I ran. Do you know why I'm so late recording this? I was playing Kill Team, that's why. I played Vespids, I was against Scouts. Talk about that another day. Okay, let's go ahead, have a look. First things first, blue and magenta. Wrong colours for colourblind people. Good job, G-dubs. Always smashing it out the park. Love the inclusivity. Okay, so let's start here. Volcus. They're just fixing a simple thing here. When it comes to condensed stronghold, they're saying you can be on a fire step. Before, I guess you could have taken it as if you're not on the floor and you're on the little fire steps inside there, you don't take the condensed stronghold rules. Cool. Beta Decima. Equipment can be set up on vaulted terrain and within 2 inches of accessible terrain. I'm trying to think on Beta Decima, there was no accessible terrain because there are no doors on Beta Decima. However, and I'm going to say it right now, Beta Decima is shit, don't play it. And I haven't. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is stuff on that now, who knows. Anyway, rules commentary. So this is quite fun. These are the actual FAQs. I like these because it gives us a little insight into what GW is thinking. And there's actually, in the, there's a really interesting change in the universal equipment, which we'll get to in a moment, which I really want to talk about. But in the resolve attack dice step of the shoot action, what order are successes resolved in? How does this interact with my rules that reduce or ignore damage from the first attack dice? Successes resolve simultaneously. The defender can select one of the successes being resolved to reduce or ignore as appropriate to their role. That is actually a great clarification because until now, you might have a rule that says you do more damage on the first hit or whatever. Now, done. Cool. Not an issue. I like to see it. Good FAQ. How does the guard action interact with rules where the operative must perform the shoot action with a specific weapon? E.g. Phobos, Astartes, Commando, Dakadash. The operative can perform the guard action so long as the relevant weapon is selected if it performs the shoot action during the interrupt. Cool, I don't know why this would have come up, but cool, good FAQ, nice. If an operative's rules allow you to place a marker, Hypex Mines, Neutron Bombardment, then that operative is removed from the kill zone. Is that marker also removed? No. Again, this is a very good thing to clarify. There are quite a few interactions where if your model is removed from the kill zone because it dies, for example, and you have an ability that allows you to place a marker, the way it used to work would be that once that operative is removed from the kill zone, because it has the rules for how that marker works, you would also remove the marker because the operative that has that ability in the game is no longer existing. They're saying, not the case, it stays. That's good to know. Approved Ops Card Pack 2024. For the confirm kill tac op, if a friendly operative meets the victory point required for 2 different confirm kill mission markers, can I remove them both to score 2 VP? Now you might think, why is that there? And let me tell you this, when I was playing Vespid, I took confirm kill against Scouts. And when I read my confirm kill tac op, I had to really read hard to see that yes, you could score it twice. It is not obvious. So this is great that they've FAQ'd it. Awesome. Literally an hour after I finished playing. Well, actually they FAQ'd it in the middle of me playing it, but I didn't read it till after. Cool. And then we get for the Power Surge Crit Op, which coincidentally, I was playing the Confirm Kill Tac Op and we were playing on Mission 8, which is Power Surge. Crit Op, can a player choose to pass and not use strategic gambit to select one objective marker to be surged? No. This makes sense. I don't think it's game breaking if they say it's yes, but good for them. Cool. And that's the core rules done. We now go over to the universal equipment. So I'm not going to read all of these, but I'm going to read 2 of them. The first thing is to note that basically every player placed piece of equipment can now no longer be placed within 2 inches of an access point or accessible terrain. Thumbs up, good. This just had to be done. The game was kind of broken without this. This is great that they've FAQ'd this as fast as possible. Also note, razor wire is different. So it's not just razor wire can not be placed next to a door. It's also, they've FAQ'd the wording. Whenever an operative would cross over this terrain feature, yes, that is the one word they needed to add. Thank you. We now understand what cross over instead of cross pass, or something. Cross was too woolly. And, oh, caps lock is on. And look at this. Treat the distance as an additional 1 inch instead of 2 inches. Nice. Honestly, probably makes sense. So now it's 3 inches to climb it instead of 4 inches. That's probably good in a game where some teams have a 5-inch move. Nice. Everything else, as you'd expect, as I just said, they also changed light barricades, so you can't tow in bullshit on them. That's fine. However, portable barricades, let me read it. Let me read it, because I'm shocked. Okay, so you can also you perform the following unique action. First effect of move with barricade action changed to read. The same as the reposition action, except the active operative can move no more than its move stat minus 2 inches and cannot climb, drop, jump, or use any Kill Team's rules that remove it and set it back up again. Hold on. The same as the reposition action, except the active operative can move no more than its move stat minus 2 inches and cannot climb. Oh, okay, all right. So when I first read this, I thought it said the opposite. I thought it said you could do all of these. I was shocked. Because this makes sense, right? This is how it should be. Should you be able to fly with your portable barricade and drop it down? No, you should not. When I first read this, I had missed the negative, and I thought it said you could do this. You can't. Cool. I like to see it. That makes sense. Good. Good clarification in that case. I had a lot to say because I thought it was going to say that you could do a fly or a shadow passage. You can't. Nice. This is how it should be. Makes a lot of sense. Good clarification. Nice. Let's move on. The Deadly Sniper Mission Pack. I haven't read it. It's too much words. Next. Okay, now we're just into all of the different teams. Okay, so this is really interesting to see because these aren't balance patches. This isn't them looking at the immediate 5,000 games that the Kill Team community is able to play and then saying, oh God, we need to change the game. This is them saying, oh, we made a typo. Let's have a look. So, whenever this operative has a conceal order and is in cover, it cannot be selected as a valid target, take precedence over all other rules, e.g. seek vantage terrain. They added seek, interesting, except being within 2 inches. So my understanding is that a lot of what they've done in the rest of this patch, whatever it is, FAQ update, is they've changed quite a few, they've consolidated and standardized a lot of the rules. So in the old edition, if I were to say super conceal, we all knew what that meant. However, when we then went into Kill Team 24, some were different. They unstandardized it, which is very strange. And so, hey, if a rule isn't written the same in different places, you have to assume it does a different thing. It's good that they're standardizing it again. Nice. Anyway, they've specifically added seek here, which is very interesting. I wonder why they added seek. Anyway, cool. So the Swarm Guard operative, Flamer, Sky Torch weapon, Saturate and Torrent 0 weapon rules added. Sorry, let's finish reading it. Additional text added to end of Sky Torch weapon rule. Torrent 0 inch means you cannot select secondary targets outside of its torch zone, but this weapon still has the torrent weapon for all other rules purposes, e.g. the cadets. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. I swear it already had Saturate. No. So the way this works, again, I'm saying this because I literally just played this team. You have two options when you're playing Sky Torch. You can do the thing where you move. Okay, you go, with your little 28mm marker. And that did not have Saturate or Torrent. Or you could shoot the Focus Blast, the normal thing, the regular flamer, and you had range 8, and you had Saturate and Torrent 2. So now they've added Saturate and Torrent 0 to the weapon. We're only getting Torrent so that if you're flying over Condensed Stronghold, you're smashing face, you're critting on 5s, basically. Cool, nice. I don't know why you'd ever need Saturate for it, because you would always shoot from like a magical place where your targeting line would never cross cover, but now you do. Cool. Faction rules, neutron charge. Whenever a friendly operative moves or uses fly. So this is interesting because I assume that what it said before. How many times am I going to say this is interesting? I'm going to have to title this video, "This is interesting." Moves or uses fly. Whenever a friendly Vespid operative uses its neutron weapons, I assume is what it had to say before. I don't know what it said before. Basically, I imagine that what it said was something to the tune of operative moves. Moves or uses fly? I don't know what it used to say in that case. We shall never know. I assume that it implied that you had to use the fly ability or you just had to use a reposition. And now they've changed it to moves or uses fly. So something that I think Kill Team made a mistake in writing this new rule set is it hasn't used keywords very well. For example, the way that they could have worded fly and reposition and dash and move, etc., is to use a very similar keyword system as Age of Sigmar used. Now, I'm not playing much Age of Sigmar, that's because I struggle to keep my attention focused on a full kind of mass battle game. It's too slow for me. But I really, really like what Age of Sigmar has done with its keyword system. So for example, what they could have done here is said that the fly ability that Vespid have, keyword underneath fly, reposition. And then reposition would also have, or move is kind of, or move, whatever, you get me. They haven't used keywords very well. That's all I'm saying. They kind of missed the boat a little bit. But if they used a keyword system, that would have immediately scrapped all of these questions we have about, can you move like this with a portable barricade? Can you fly like this and still get piercing 1, etc., etc. Cool. Strategy deploys. Whenever a friendly Vespid operative moves or uses fly during its activation, its weapons have the balanced weapon rule until the end of that activation. What did it used to say? I just played this. Oh, you know what it must be. So, basically, I don't know. I'm guessing again. But if you just say moves, the way the fly keyword, and again, this is why they should have used keyword, when the fly ability interacts, it says, do not move. Instead, place. Again, they should have used official terminology for what place is. They haven't done that. They have to rewrite it every single time. But place it there. Technically, you haven't moved. So if you haven't moved, do you get the thing? Moving on. Right. Firefight ploys. Now, I've pronounced this oscilli because I assumed it meant like the plural of oscillate. Apparently not. Apparently it's like an actual bug thing, and I don't know bugs, so there you go. Despite liking a bug's life. What a hypocrite. Until the end of that action, it gains all benefits from the first and second main features of Vantage Terrain. When determining the height difference between operatives for Vantage Terrain rules, treat that friendly operative as being 3 inches higher than it currently is, but not when determining the distance for communion. Okay, cool. So oscillate was a thing where you could pretend as if you're 3 inches higher than you actually are, so that for your accurate abilities. Nice. As far as I can tell, it still does that. Ooh. Don't worry, that was one of the biggest ones. Don't worry, we're cool. It will be quicker now. Aquilons maintain momentum. Whenever a friendly Tempestus Aquilon operative is shooting against or fighting against, oh, before it would have just been shooting or fighting a ready enemy operative. Shooting against or fighting against a ready enemy operative. It's the same. Okay. I'm going to have to assume that they just are standardizing wording there. I don't think putting the word against, shooting or fighting I guess from an English language perspective, you cannot shoot or fight a ready enemy operative. You shoot against or fight against. Okay, fair enough. Good to have these things standardized. High-tech circle. Plasma scuttler. So you see this here, this is exactly what we just saw for the Vespid's little drone spotter guy. This is, of course, standardizing super conceal. That's all this is. They've added seek and said except being within 2. Chronomancer operative, measuring the horizontal distance only. Oh, so this is a very common thing that we're seeing in quite a few things now. So it used to be that when you're measuring your 2 inches or your 6 inches, your 3 inches, whatever, from a marker, it is technically a dome because we play in a 3D space, right? So it's actually creating a 3D dome of whatever its radius is or its diameter, right? Now, we're seeing this more and more. And it's only measure the horizontal distance. So instead of being a dome, it's just a cylinder that goes up and down. This is significantly easier to measure, I will admit. I don't know if I care that much, but hey, if they're going to go through and change all of these things to work like horizontally on the horizontal distance, so you're measuring a cylinder instead of a circle, a sphere. Cool, that's good. As long as it's consistent across all things, G-dubs, do not make me measure some things as a cylinder, some things as a sphere. It's going to be really annoying. Make them, if you're changing this, make them all cylinders. Chaos Corps changed to 28. As I said, this is the operative who they had originally put on 25s. Amusingly, in the original, what was it called? The Crisis of Faith? No, that's not it. In the original kind of box set that we had Inquisitorial Agents and Chaos Cult releasing, it was the Blessed Blades that were on the wrong base size in the actual instructions. So apparently that carried over, which was a mistake, obviously. Hunter Clade, fixing Super Conceal. Love to see it, love to see it. The more of those, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, it's going to be tough. This is going to be tough, I'm so sorry. Okay, right, Brew Brothers. Second sentence, operative for these psychic familiars. Whenever this Super Conceal, great, thanks. Icon Ward operative. If you do, before that operative is removed from the kill zone, it can perform a 1 AP action for free, excluding fight and explosives. And they've removed mind control. Isn't that because mind control is a 2 AP action? And you can change this order to do so. Okay, I'm gonna do a big brain play and say that's because mind control is a 2 AP action, and so therefore it wasn't. Oh, but they've added a 1 AP action for free. It was probably can perform an action, and they said no mind control, and now they've changed it to be 1 AP action and included explosives. Okay, there you go. Purely from memory from 6 months ago, so who knows what? Who knows what? Commandos. Fixing Super Conceal on the Grot, lovely. And then we get Torrent 0 from the Burner Boy. And then again, they've put in... okay. Torrent 0 on the Burner Boy. I would have to... I'm on the Commandos data sheet. What did that used to be? I assume that if they've given it that, then the Burner Boy actually has 2 profiles it could have used. One was like Focus, one was... yes, there you go, Standard Deluge. So up here, Torrent 0. So you're swapping the Torrent 2 for Seek Light. Now it's giving you Torrent 0. Again, Torrent 0 only there so that you get Lethal 5, basically, when you're in a condensed environment or a stronghold. Star Striders. Voidmaster Operative, uncompromising fire action. The Operative cannot perform this action while it has a conceal order or during an activation in which it performed the shoot action or vice versa. I don't know, I don't like Elucidating Star Striders, so I don't care. And I don't know. If a weapon already had that weapon rule, it has CC weapon, again, I don't care about Elucidating Star Striders. Moving on. So the Blades of Cain, and we have some actual rules commentaries. Guys, don't get me wrong. Sorry, guys and girls, don't get me wrong. I really like that, you know, I'm getting to sit here for 45 minutes reading out typos to you. That's, oh, you know, 15-year-old me who just passed their A-level or GCSE on English would jerking himself off into a coma over this, don't get me wrong. But it's actually quite dull. Rules commentaries, those are fun. Those are like a little puzzle. Anyway, they fix Super Conceal again. Then we get a rules commentary. If an operative is able to perform 2 shoot actions in an activation and uses the Slicing Hurricane Divergent Aspect technique, can it perform both shoot actions during the same reposition action? Yes, That's really interesting. Okay, cool, nice. So basically you have a way to be able to perform the shoot action twice. Has to be against different targets, and you also have an ability that allows you to shoot when you move. This is saying, yes, you could do both shots in the same reposition action. Interesting. Good. Zangor auto pistols, range 8. Had they made them full board auto pistols, or had they made them 6 inches? You know, I've got to know. I'm opening up my currently unupdated iPhone, and I'm going to find out, because I have to know. How were the Warp Coven guys loving this? So this is for the Zangors? Zangor Warriors. Okay, let's see. What do you guess? Place your guesses. Not that one. Not that one. Zangor Warrior. They used to be Wow. Wow. They used to be full range auto pistols. Okay. Good stuff. You love to see it. Okay, they added 8-inch. And a rules commentary. Everybody's favourite commentary. For the Psychic Cabal Firefight ploy, does the Sorcerer Operative also gain any benefits the other Sorcerer Operative has from the Boons of Tzeentch faction rule? No. Okay, cool. Nice. Right. I don't like the Warp Coven. Moving on. There you go. Right. So, Felgor are such an interesting team. I'm really curious to see how they're strong. They're strong, but nobody knows it because of elites at the moment. Ugh. Just wait for my next video where I'm slamming the current meta. That's basically how you can view every team in the game. They're strong if you ignore elites, because elites just destroy everything. Anyway, Shaman Operative, Super Conceal Fix, rules commentary. If one of my dice is re-rolled or replaced by an opponent's rule, e.g. Hand of the Archon Omen, Warp Coven Fate itself is my weapon, can I still use the Violent Temperament strategy ploy to re-roll my attack dice? Yes, but only the dice that were not re-rolled or replaced. Oh, okay. Cool. Good to see. Minor side note. I'm just throwing it out there. The Warp Coven Fate itself is my weapon. Can only be kept as it is if you nerf the balls out of the rest of the team. That is a true bullshit stratagem, which I love for Tzeentch. Tzeentch should be more bullshit than Eldar. 100%. But not with the rest of their rules combined, okay? Get it together, G-dubs. Holy crap. Right, nice to see. Mandrakes. I recently played Mandrakes. I was playing Mandrakes on TTS into a friend of the channel, Academic Chris, as he's called. There you go. More on that later. Don't you worry. TTS tutorial coming soon. Anyway, right. Faction rules, Shadow Passage. There's a lot of jokes I'm not going to make because we've got to get through these, right? Once per turn point, one friendly magic operative within Shadow can use a Shadow Passage. I actually thought it was already worded that way, so that's good. And then we get Shadow Glyph is Super Conceal, and they're standardising it. Nice. Rules commentary, everybody's favourite commentary. If a Night Fiend operative, that's your leader, incapacitates an enemy operative, then that enemy operative attempts to inflict damage as a result of being incapacitated, e.g. Legionary Unliver, and the Night Fiend operative's oubliette rule ignores that damage. French people, tell me, am I pronouncing oubliette correct? Thank you. Ignores that damage, does the oubliette become active again when the enemy operative is removed from the kill zone? No. The enemy operative is already incapacitated when it attempts to inflict the damage. The time required for the oubliette to become is past. Fuck me! Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. GW. Okay, what they're doing is they're being a little bit arbitrary, okay? If you think about very complex timing in games, you might be thinking of Magic the Gathering, because they go ahead and they very, very painstakingly lay out every possible interaction that can, the timing of every possible interaction, and if a new card releases that acts at a new time in, you know, your flow chart, your diagram, they will put it in there, and it's a crazy system. I don't like it. I don't care. Cool, that's fine. GW believes it's the same and thinks it's as tightly written as that, but oh, it's not. Moving on, it's fine. Cool. I like FAQs, I like these rule commentaries, give us more of that. Yes, please, thank you. We now know that's how it works. They have cleared that up very nicely. Either, I'm going to call it now, either this is a bullshit question because somebody just didn't read the bloody rule, which happens a lot, let's be honest. Hands up, that's me, that's me. The number of times I've read to the end of a rule and it changes how the rule works. Ridiculous. That's on me. Or this is actually a very difficult to tell rules question, in which case, cringe. Okay, blooded. Corpseman added to second, I don't care, fine. Harkin Jaegers, fixing, super conceal, and then iron break operative and accessible terrain. Okay, each must be set up reverse side down, their specifics aren't revealed, more than 2 inches from other markers, access points, and, oh, okay. So this is their mines, isn't it? Nice, and more than 6 inches from your opponent's drop zone and your other minefield markers. I can imagine that the Harkin Jaeger managed to have a really fun time with mines. So you get to drop down your 5 tokens, of which only 3 are active, and you then get to drop down a mine itself. Very cool, I like to see it. Bit of fun. But again, I do like standardizing that any sort of player placed, like honestly, that could just be a core rule. Any player placed marker cannot be within 2 inches of accessible terrain or other player placed terrain. That could just be a core rule. Like, they've gone through and added it to everything, which at this point is fine. It could have been just one new rule in the core rules update. No marker or no player placed terrain can ever go within. No, there you go. Anyway, Void Dancer Troop. What are they doing? They're fixing Super Conceal. Love to see it, love to see it. Imperial Navy Breaches fixing Super Conceal and making the Navy Breaches team actually work again. For those of you unaware, you see there they've put 10. Second arrow bullet point changed to read 10. Imperial Navy Breach operative selected for the following list. When it released, it read 11. Guess how many operatives you get in the box? It's not 11, I'll tell you that. All right. Or actually, sorry, it is 11. But you had 10, you had 11 plus a leader. So you needed 12 models, but you get 11 in the box. Cool. This is the Inquisitorial Agents. Pass. I don't know what they've changed here. I'll try refreshing it. It does say that, like, it was there, it was updated, but there's no update. What if we zoom in? Let's be a colorblind person and very quickly try to scan through the rules to see if we can see a light blue or magenta wording. Let me tell you, because we could expect to see it on what they're allowed to take. We don't really, I'm not expecting to see it. It's not there, and I'm already bored because I don't like Inquisition. Inquisition are a really big problem for the game. I'm going to talk about that in another video. Not going to talk about it here. Inquisition are breaking the game. Moving on. Right. Sorry, they're not breaking the game. They're breaking 5 different factions. There you go. Leash Master Operative weapons list. Shot pistol weapon added. Okay, cool. That's going to be from the where you select. Faction repress faction. Did they not have repress? So let me show you what that was. Sorry, it would have been here. So they would have forgotten to put shot pistol up here, I guess. So you were only taking the Dominator Maul and Assault Shield. It's good they added that. Okay, that is actually a big difference. And then faction will repress. Did they not have repress? Okay. Finally, Scout Squad. What do they get? Forward scouting booby trap. Again, standardized. So these are 2 standardizing rules here. We've got 5 uploads covert position. They've standardized that. Super conceal. And then place one of your booby trap markers more than 6 from your opponent's drop zone and more than 2 from other markers, access points, and accessible terrain. Nice. Good. It's what I like to see. Standardizing all of that stuff. Again, I think they could have gone a step further and just put for everybody. You cannot put down any player placed terrain or any markers within 2 inches of access points. Cool. Oh, we're done. My gosh. My gosh. Let's embiggen myself. Normally that's my girlfriend's job, am I right? Hey! I'm so sorry. Again, we're too far in for me to change what I just said. I regret it. I will begin my apology tour immediately. However, with that done, thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been good. You know what? Look, I like FAQs and erratas. However, if you follow me for a while, I used to be the guy when it came to rules questions, and I enjoy a good anal rules question. And what I mean by that is that I like to know I'm playing correctly. However, I was recently listening to a podcast, a Kill Team podcast, and they were doing the Lord's work. Don't get me wrong, they were doing the Lord's work. I don't want to call her out who it was because I'm going to say something negative. I don't want to associate a negative saying with people that were doing a good job. And they were asking, they're a group of, TOs, competitive players, doing a thing that TOs have to do. You need to know how you are going to rule things in your tournament. And there's a lot of questions, because it's a new edition. A lot of the questions were frankly dumb and bullshit. There you go. And I used to be one of the guys that answered those more than anybody else, pretty much. And that was fine, that was great. I enjoyed it at the time, and I got a little bit of, recognition from GW for doing it. I got the gift of being allowed to kind of put forward those questions to the GW dev. I didn't get to see answers early, but I got to say, oh, hello, I love you, get on my knees, that kind of thing. And, there was a certain joy in that. However, I've moved on, I've changed, I've matured, I've grown, and I was listening to this podcast where they were going over the minutiae, which again you have to do as a TO. You've got to know how you're ruling things. And I was getting so frustrated with the questions being asked, and honestly some of the answers, because they seemed just wrong to me as well. And it was like, I am so glad I'm out of that right now. It's not me anymore. I don't want to be that guy now. I'm glad that other people are. That's awesome. If the community doesn't highlight it, GW won't change it. Much like with power balance issues. If the community doesn't find those power balance issues, GW won't change them, okay? So these are good things. This is all good. The fact the meta is currently fucked doesn't matter. It was going to be. If it wasn't elites, it was going to be mids. Or if it wasn't mids, it was going to be hordes, right? Something was going to be broken. In a sense, it's good that it's elites, because that's kind of an easy fix. There's a lot you need to fix, but at least it's elites, because that's easy. Because you can tell that it's a type of team that is broken, not random teams broken, Moving on. Anyway, let's not drag this out longer than it needs to be. And yeah, there you go. So I was just getting really frustrated by seeing all of these things, but now that we have an FAQ, you know what? I like a good FAQ. I now know that I can go ahead and play whatever, Scout Squad, and hey, they have their Super Conceal written this way, but when I play Hyrotech Circle, their Super Conceal is written differently. These abilities must be different. No, GW is saying, our bad, we forgot to, proofread. And they fixed it, so that's cool. All right, so this is good. I like this. If you made it to the end of the video, I'd like to give you a big triple hello. Stay hydrated, y'all. Have some almonds. Guys, I'm currently really big on baking cheesecakes. Vanilla cheesecakes. It just tastes like vanilla ice cream, but 0 carbs, because I've got diabetes and I want to not have carbs. I'm smashing out the park. If you're also watching your carb intake, drop into my Discord and check out my my food, #food channel. All right, what am I doing? Goodbye.